You're listening to KPFT Houston, 90.1 on the dial. If you're down in Galveston, pick us up at 89.5, and our friends up in the piney woods of East Texas, 91.9. It's time for Songwriter Studio. I'm your host, Tom Tranchilla. We've got Mr. Tim Pagel co-hosting with me today. How you doing, Tim?
I'm doing great, Tom. Glad to be here once again.
And as usual, we have Lloyd behind the glass doing the engineering like he does every week. Thank you, Lloyd, for all you do. We've got just a couple weeks till Christmas. We've got a big show planned for next week, Christmas show. We've got artists from all over the country have been sending us Christmas songs, originals, covers, and we will be featuring probably 6, maybe 8 artists, including the brand new album by Orleans. They have a brand new Christmas album out, which we'll be featuring tracks of. But tonight, we have Mr. Rich Chorn'e as our guest tonight on Songwriter Studio. Are you with us, Rich?
Yes, I am.
From the great town of Ruidoso, New Mexico?
That's correct.
Tell us a little bit about that town. I've been there, spent a week there once. I love Ruidoso.
Well, it's in the mountains. It's a resort town. It's the place to be in the summer, especially if you're from Houston or Texas, because it's cool.
It's cool. It's mountainous.
The summer's a heyday time. A lot of music, a lot of activities, horse racing, gambling, several casinos. And it's a lively place, a good place.
How's the music scene there?
It's pretty good, actually. I think it's somewhat better sometimes than, say Santa Fe or El Paso because of COVID. And I think the state is doing pretty well with the vaccinations. So there's a little more music here than normal, but it did take a hit. And there are, a lot of places that are not open to music anymore. But in general, it's just a little bit better than the rest of the state.
Rich, you just released album number 5, Mas.
Right, that's correct.
I'd like to thank John in Houston for getting me a copy of this brand new record. It's excellent. You've got all kinds of guests on it. Tell us a little bit about this. You've released this on Montrose Records with Rich Cagel's company.
Yeah, that's correct. I'm very grateful to Rich Chorn'e because it was a joint project. We put it together, and I'm really pleased the way it came out. And again, the COVID situation sort of hit the release of this record. Came out sort of and staggered, but John Houston did a great job of getting it out.
Well, I love the record. I love all the vocalists you brought in. It's a very, very diverse tempos and variety of different types of blues you have on here. And I really like the fact you brought Kathy Lyon in on track 1. The girl can sing like nobody's business. Tell us a little bit about how that collaboration happened.
Well, I've been friends with Kathy maybe around 40 years, maybe. They used to live in Reston. I used to live in outside of Baltimore. We were friends, and we went on excursions together. We went on cruise ships together, and we would get together to play music in the Maryland, Washington area. And so I knew her voice, and I thought it was a good thing to do to put her in there. And she's very, in a live performance, she's very, very active and very lively. And, she does a great job fronting a band.
Yeah, and she's been on our show here in Songwriter Studio as well. Her new album is excellent. Let's jump into the first track off the brand new album, Mas. I Can't Stop Loving You. You want to set this up for the listening audience?
This song came together because I listened to Duke Robillard, and the rhythm and the groove of it came from Duke, and I reworded it. I wrote some lyrics, and then Kathy performed it. And it's what it is.
Let's jump into that track right now. The opening track from the brand new album, Mas. This is Rich Chorn'e.
Talk to you. You keep on doing those things you do. When I think I know anything just to hold on to you. I just can't imagine life without you. I just can't stop loving you.
Just Can't Stop Loving You. Great vocals by Kathy Lyon. And I'll tell you what, Rich, the Bud Hewitt on keys is just killer.
Yeah.
Now, it sounded like he was playing a Hammond. I don't know what instrument he had in front of him there, but it just sounded perfect for the song.
I really like that upbeat tempo, starting it off with.
Great track to start the album.
Get you out of the chair.
That's right.
That's why I put it at number one. I thought that was more like classic, good starter type of material. You know, Bud took sort of long solos, but only because they were good. It was in the groove. And it's a groove song. And I started, most of the songs that I writer, they start out with a groove. And this is an example of it.
And you know, typically it's not a stand-up, but Eric, does he pronounce his last name Unsworth?
Yes, that's correct.
His bass lines in that song just kept the whole song together. I thought it was extremely tight. Just a very tight
amazing.
arrangement.
He's one of the he's a stand-up bass player and a jazz bass player, and he's in this area of the Southwest. He's probably one of the top ones. He plays at the Roswell Jazz Festival, and I do too sometimes.
Let's go back to the 70s. You were doing work for Sony in New York City.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it was a great job. I was started out as a service manager, and then I became what they call a broadcast sales engineer. And then I pushed the Sony products, and it was a great company to work for in those days. I had access to studios in Manhattan. My accounts were ABC and NBC, so I would go into 30 Rock, and I would push the products. And one of the products I pushed was the digital multi-track recorder tape, the tape cut type. And we would lend that out to these studios in New York. So I was very involved with music even then, even with Sony.
That's an interesting story. We could go on and on about that. I'm sure you saw the history evolving through Les Paul back in the 60s.
I've met Les Paul. He would go to NAMM, if people don't know what that is, National Association of Music Merchants. And they would do two shows, one in New York and one in L.A. So I was always in New York, and Les Paul would be there, and we'd say hello and just sit there and chat.
What
He was
an
a great
experience.
guy, by the way. He was really nice.
Yeah, I've seen some documentaries on Les Paul. He was quite the man. Let's jump back into the record. I've got track number 2 queued up here. Where's the Love? Tell us a little bit about this track.
Well, the theme of the track is that we're so involved in working and doing our thing that we forget to smell the roses, and we forget about loving each other. And what I'm proud of is that Rich Chorn'e sang it, and got him to sing it, and he did a great job. The other thing is some of the guitar work was original track. I didn't have to overdo it, and it just came about because the excitement of the session, just made it a great song. I think that we'll see.
I like the track a lot. You did a good job of bringing Rich in to do the vocals on it. His vocals are perfect for this particular track. The name of the album is Mas. You're listening to Rich Chorn'e. And let's listen to this featuring singer Rich Chorn'e, who also produced and engineered this record. Track number 2.
That's correct. Mhm.
I can't seem to get ahead. Working all them hours, baby. Too tired when we get to bed.
Rich Chorn'e, brand new music, Where's the Love, featuring Rich Cagle on vocals.
Another great dance tune.
Great track.
That's the idea. All these tracks should make you dance, I hope. Or make you at least tap your foot.
Great skins there in the pocket on the drums. Who'd you bring in for the project for the drums?
His name is Ricky Malachi. He's from El Paso, and so is Eric Gunsworth. They're from El Paso. And I grew up in El Paso, so I've known these guys for a long time. He's basically an all-around drummer, and he excels at jazz, and he can play with the best jazz players in the country, and he does that. And he goes, he travels all over the country to play at these, jazz festivals and concerts. He's pretty high-end.
Well, you certainly brought in
go ahead.
the right players for this project, for sure. I wanted to ask you a little bit about, you landed a job touring with Daryl Hall and John Oates as a roadie. Tell us how that happened.
Right. Well, there's a technical side of me, which you probably figured out because of the Sony thing. But all along, I was a bench technician, and I worked in music stores and things. And I did land a job outside of Philadelphia. I was living in New Hope, Pennsylvania at the time. And I got hooked into being a keyboard technician for John and Daryl. And we went on a national tour. And it was fun and exciting. And it was, I got to see how a band, a real, a top-notch band puts together a show, how they promote it, what they do, like they rehearse for 2 weeks in a moving studio in Queens. And, I got to just sit there as they rehearse for 2 weeks. And so that actually put the idea in my head that I should do something, similar, try to be the artist or somewhere along the line instead of being a backup person.
Right, and I'm sure that helped you along the way, too. The
Right.
track number 3 off the record, Second Line, great trumpet work. Tell us a little bit about this track, New Orleans-style track.
Right. Well, one of the good things about Ricky Malachi and Eric is that they could do a second line beat. I really did have a propensity to like New Orleans music. I was a great fan of the Neville Brothers and Dr. John, and I'd been to New Orleans quite a bit, and I really felt we should do one of those songs. But the idea behind this song, Second Line, is that in Mardi Gras, there's sort of a procession. The people, march down the street and they dance down the street. And there's the chief, and there's protocol to it. And that's what this song is about.
Let's listen to that track right now. Second Line, track number 3 from the brand new album, Mas. This is Rich Chorn'e.
Down to New Orleans, there you'll find quite a scene. The people march down the street, they hear the sound of the second line beat. It's Mardi Gras, and it's so cool. Let the second line put a spell on you. Five dogs, they're all around.
and head the pack. The mighty big chief, a little in back. That's the first line of the Creole stack. It's Mardi Gras,
It's Mardi Gras.
and it's so cool.
It's so cool.
That's the second line.
The second line.
Put a spell on you.
Spell on you.
See a Zulu king and Kermit play with a diamond ring behind the line. You'll have to dance, you'll never get another chance. It's Mardi Gras,
It's Mardi Gras.
and it's so cool.
It's so cool.
Let the second
The
line
second line.
put a spell on you.
Put a spell on you.
Second line, killer, Sam Ponder, playing that trumpet. Great
That's what
job.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Lloyd, come
absolutely.
up and down from that desk now.
We got Lloyd behind the glass. He was bopping his head back and forth through that whole song.
Well, that's what people do with that type of beat, that resembles Dr. John's Iko Iko, I guess.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, right.
Who you got tinkling on the ivories?
That's again Bud. Bud
Hewitt playing Boogie Woogie.
Okay.
Yeah, he plays piano and organ, so,
Doing a
he
fine
does good
job.
Yeah,
The
he's-
trumpet, I got that idea from watching Kermit Ruffin. If you know who he is down in New Orleans, he's a trumpet player. He was in that Treme TV show. I seen him live, too. He does a great job down there.
If you're just tuning in, Rich Chorn'e is our guest tonight on Songwriter Studio. And Tim, it's always good to put a little pitch out there.
Well, yeah, I was just waiting to get through with a few of these songs here. Just wanted to acknowledge once again the passing of one of the giants of KPFT radio in the last week, Mr. V. Want to extend our condolences and sympathy to Mrs. V. We love you. We're going to miss Mr. V tremendously. It's sad, and to think that all of the things that have befallen KPFT in these last 12 to 18 months with COVID and the flooding and the shutting down of the station and the changes of management, and we're losing so many of our great programmers.
Larry Winters.
Larry Winters, and then of course before that Ray Hill, and I apologize the others that I forget at the moment. We will continue. We will go on with your support. It's only the first week in December. There's still about 14 days left. So if we can make a plea not to spend all your Christmas wide on useless gifts, maybe remember Songwriter Studio and KPFT. Send us a little bit of that Christmas cheer and go to kpft.org. You can go to the tip jar. You can do it that way. Don't wait till the next pledge drive. We need all the support we can get to bring great artists like our guest tonight, Rich Chorn'e.
And keep in mind, you can always call that 713-526-5738. There's always someone standing by to take your call. So keep this radio station
And you can reach out to the current manager at kpft.org.
Oh, yeah?
Go to the website. You can get the contact information on the website. Let them know what you like and some of the changes that you'd like to see. This is your radio station.
Houston's one of the few left in Houston public radio, for sure. If you're just tuning in, Rich Chorn'e is our guest tonight on Songwriter Studio, and we're playing tracks off his great new album, Mas. We've got Shot of Tequila queued up next. Tell us a little bit about this track, Rich.
That's pretty funny. Here's what happened there. We were having a session, and you try to jam as many songs as you can, and with the rhythm section, meaning the drummer and the bass player. And I just said to them, let's do something similar to Pride and Joy. But I had never written the words for this thing yet. And then so Rich Cagle and I we did the tracks. They were good tracks. And then we were sitting around going, what are we going to do with this thing? And then I said, well, no, I think he said, why don't you have a shot of tequila? And then
yeah, that always helps, right?
Inspiration. That's how that song came about.
Let's listen to that track right now. Brand new music. The name of the album, Mas. Shot of Tequila. This is Rich Chorn'e.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that's a funny story. Tequila is very big these days. I mean, everybody's coming out with their own, and it's very accepted. So I was thinking of trying to promote that song to tequila people like Cuervo or Patron, things like that.
It's a very powerful drink. You have to have a lot of respect for it.
That it is.
Yeah, you do. You do. I drink at home.
Rich, you play some of the festivals around the country, the Roswell Jazz Festival, the Baltimore Artscape. Tell us a little bit about this. Caught my attention. Chesapeake Blues Festival. This is a lot of traveling for you if you're going to make some of these festivals.
Well, I haven't played that one in a while because of COVID and other reasons. I'm not even sure that they're having it. But in terms of what it is, if you're familiar with Annapolis, there's the Bay Bridge, and then there's the Chesapeake Bay right there, the water. and the site of the festival is right there on the water, and it's a beautiful setting, and a lot of these top bands that, for instance, Double Trouble, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, the list goes on and on. They all play there, and so I got to do that a couple of times, maybe I don't know, 3 or 4 times, and that's what that is. I'm not sure it's still going on.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're even keeping our fingers crossed with the Kerrville Music Festival this coming spring. They are scheduled to start up again, but we will see the intensity of the spread of the COVID if they've still got it under control by then. I know, Tim, you frequent it, as do just about everybody, including Lloyd. And myself have been to the Kerrville Festival for many years, and it sort of put the brakes on everything. Tell us a little bit.
It's sad, and it's hard to book right now. It's really difficult, and because a lot of these festivals, if they book somebody, they'll go with whoever they canceled first.
Right.
And so that's the way it goes.
We got your next track queued up here, Boogie Woogie Fever. You brought Kathy Lyon in for this particular song as well. Tell us a little bit about this.
Right. Well, what I had intended was to get a boogie woogie piano player, like Jerry Lee Lewis, with that type. Actually, the piano player I'd worked with before in Maryland was Daryl Davis. I don't know if you know who he is. He's quite popular. But I couldn't get an exact boogie woogie piano. So I made up for it with my guitar work, hopefully. And then I got Kathy Lyon to sing it. And it's about, it's about the good time you have with boogie woogie, that sort of rhythm, that sort of groove.
And I'm not sure that we mentioned Julia Cosby. She was background singer on one of the earlier tracks, I believe Second Line. She also does background vocals on this as well. Let's listen to that track right now, Boogie Woogie Fever. Brand new music.
The boys will be
Boogie Woogie Fever. Brand new music, Rich Chorn'e. The name of the album, Moss. Rich, where can they go if they want to order a copy of this?
Well, they can go to their streaming service if it's a stream, or they can go to my website to get a copy. That's richchorn'e.com. If you don't know how to spell my name, it's better to go to guitarrich.com. And I will, right now, there's no physical distribution per se. I don't know right now because the industry is changing so much, whether like Amazon has my records to distribute, or CD Baby, who used to distribute these. So there's a change going on, and I can't tell you for sure what's going on with that. But you can order it directly from me, and I'll send it to you off my website, guitarrich.com.
If you get out, do some touring next year, I'm sure they can check your website for that to see if you're out and about, maybe pick up an autographed copy at a live show.
Right. And actually, that's where you sell them the most, is off the bandstand. CD sales are really gone down in the last year or so.
Yeah, they're becoming dinosaurs, the hard copies.
Right, the hard copies, but there's plenty of streaming, and I'm all over Spotify and Amazon and Apple Music and a bunch of others, that some of which I haven't even heard about or know about. And so I'm there. I'm out there. You can find me. I got the Moss album on Pandora. I'm hoping to get more stuff out there, but Spotify is sort of my favorite. They got everything I have out, and I have a lot of singles out on those sites.
Well, there's plenty of them that can be pulled off this record as singles for sure. This is a great record.
Well,
Let's talk
thank you.
about
Appreciate that.
track number 6. There Ain't No Place to Go. You brought Rich Cagle in for this. Tell us a little bit about this track.
You know, he's really a hard rocking blues singer, almost in the middle realm. But that's why I brought him in, because I have a soft voice, to be quite truthful, and but he fits this song perfectly.
Track number 6, the brand new album, Moss. This is Rich Chorn'e. No Place to Go. Brand new music. Rich Chorn'e, featuring vocals by Rich Cagle, the producer and engineer. Great track.
Well, thank you.
You had
Thanks,
mentioned
Rich.
earlier, not sure if you're going to be touring this coming year or not. Anything definite on the agenda?
Well, the whole we hope to. What's going on is we're getting ready to release a couple of albums. One with Kathy Lyon, and we sort of have this love-hate thing with jazz. But she's going to release a jazz album and a blues album, and I'm going to release a blues album. So with the help of John in Houston and a couple of other people, we hope to to tour in the spring or summer. It's a little too early to tell. These albums are due to come out in February, some in that time zone.
Well, one thing about the pandemic, it gives you more time to get in the studio and get some new releases recorded.
Right. Well, that's true. And actually, I have a lot of stuff that hasn't been released and that didn't fit the genre, the blues genre, because I grew up sort of playing all sorts of music. So we just focus on the blues genre, at least for me. And I helped Kathy with the jazz genre.
Tell us a little bit about track number 7. I think we have time to get maybe 2 more tracks on this show. I Know
right.
Your Love. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah. This is a song about when you meet somebody and you think you've known them in another life or something like that. And they're so familiar with you that it's very mysterious. And the thing about this song is I wrote it twice. I wrote it with Connie Lepson, who's a great singer from Washington, from actually College Park, Maryland. And then I rewrote it and simplified it, and I played a little bit of flute on it. And Pete Davis, a local entertainer here, did some backup vocals. This is a little different, but it's I guess it would be called a sort of romantic song.
There you go. Brand new music. Rich Chorn'e playing not only guitar but flute on this track.
Just like a child inside, you want everything to be right. You'd like to fly like a bird, but your heart is heavy with hurt, and you can't get off the ground, and you can't get off the ground. I've known your love from another time. The day will come you fly, little one. Just put your feet on the ground and jump up and fly away. And jump up and fly away. I've known your love from another time. The day will come when you'll find peace of mind. I've known your love from another time. The day will come when you'll find peace of mind. And I hope we'll all come home. And I hope we'll all come home. And I hope we'll all come home.
I Know Your Love, brand new music, Rich Chorn'e. Tim, we're just about out of time. We got anything to chat about? I know we've got a couple shows coming up here. The Irish Airs is on next, so please stay tuned for that. Our friends at the Bluegrass Depot, Joanna and Dalton.
Well, I was just going to mention the Mill Bend Coffee House, but that would have been last night, and I'm sure we had a great time.
Yes, and please go out and support Mill Bend Coffee House, JP Hop's house, some of the venues that are open right now, trying to survive.
And because this is somewhat of a blues-themed program tonight, I'd also like to mention the Big Easy over on Kirby. They're back in business now, so do go out there if you want to pick up some good New Orleans-style blues.
Please support your local venues and live music.
And don't forget, please support KPFT and Songwriter Studio during this Christmas season of giving. Give all that you possibly can.
Thank you, Tim. Thanks for joining us. Thank you,
Tom.
Lloyd, in the engineer box back here for all you do week after week. Rich, why don't you give the listening audience some more information on where they can pick up your music, download your music, and check your schedule when you start touring?
Right. They can pick up the schedule either on my Facebook. Again, my last name is a French name. It has an accent over the E. It's pronounced Chorn'e, Chorne. If you can't get there from Facebook, then go to my website. And again, it's richchorn'e.com or Guitar Rich, 2 R's, guitar, and then rich.com. And I'll put the event information there. Again, I'm streamed all over the place, but the main ones are Spotify, Apple, iTunes. There's no more iTunes. I think it's Apple Music, Deezer, and a couple of others. They keep on adding. And so you can find me there. You'd be welcome to go to my website and send me an email or contact me. That's very easy to do.
Well, thanks for being our guest tonight on Songwriter Studio, and we are going to go out with I Gotta Get Home, Rich Chorn'e.
My baby, 'cause she's so neat. I'm so crazy about her, I can't eat. White line fever's got me blind. I can't wait to get home and unwind. I gotta get home to see my baby tonight. Rolling down the highway, riding in my Dynaflow, watching for the signs, I don't have far to go. Can't wait to stand up and get on my feet. Red light camera got me beat. I gotta get home to be with my baby tonight. I said, hey, hey, I gotta get home. I said, hey, hey, gotta get home. Hey, hey, I gotta get home. Hey, hey, I gotta get home. I gotta get home. See with my baby tonight.
I gotta get home.